people of the internet. Welcome back to another video. It is I, Don Thomas, back in here with another one. As always, folks, the likes, the comments, the subscribes are all greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for the support on this channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's topic, folks. I got a video pulled up here. It comes from NBC News entitled College Freshman Enrollment on the Decline in the United States. Of course, you guys know how I feel about higher education in our current modern day times today. As somebody who did not complete college myself, a lot of the times I question what the value is behind a degree in today's day and age. I question the finances, the debt, the stress that comes with embarking on a college journey. Now, don't get it wrong. I do support people enhancing their skill sets, their knowledge base, if it's guided with direction, when there's a plan, right? Especially young students, high schoolers going into college. Of course, this was the whole point of this video. I do support higher education when people are applying those things to whether increase their salary, to maybe learn a special skill set, whatever the case is that would allow them to do certain things. But I don't typically support kids going to college just for the sake of going to college and figuring it out as they go, or, you know, majoring in things that would just maybe not be in high in demand, things of that nature. So I see this video, of course, it strikes my interest. Of course, I watched the clip. It looks like it's a short clip. We'll watch the full thing in its entirety. Again, from NBC News, entitled College Freshman Enrollment in the Decline in the United States. Let's get some insight from this clip, and I will share my thoughts afterwards.
It's epitomized in pop culture, a rousing high school graduation followed by a coming-of-age journey to college. But today, for the first time since 2020, U.S. college freshman enrollment is on the decline, more than 5% from last year. Put simply,
all the students who are actually in college this fall, that number has actually grown. New freshmen, particularly freshmen coming straight from high school, has declined quite dramatically.
Doug Shapiro is the executive director of the National Student Clearinghouse Research Center that released this enrollment data.
Why do you think we're seeing this dramatic shift in first-year student enrollment?
Well, I think there are a number of reasons. The financial aid situation or the affirmative action situation, but also a lot of students who I think are actively making a different choice about their futures.
Quick history lesson. Back in 2020, the coronavirus pandemic meant a rapid transition to online learning. First-year college student enrollment experienced an unprecedented one-year decline. Since then, schools have remained under pressure. In 2023, the Supreme Court struck down affirmative action, effectively ending admissions based on race. And earlier this year, the Department of Education came under scrutiny for their botched rollout of the new FAFSA form, the free application for federal student aid, in turn complicating the enrollment process for families.
How many schools accepted you?
5 or 6.
How many of them have told you whether or not they will offer financial aid?
None of them.
The FAFSA form was rocky this year, and it was delayed. We worked really hard with college counselors, financial aid advisors through the spring and summer to get people the help they need paying for college.
James Quall is the Undersecretary of Education at the Department of Ed. He says more students received federal aid this year and points to larger reasons for declining freshman enrollment.
There's a hot job market. There are questions about the value of college, and a lot of people are choosing shorter term credentials to get into a job market more quickly.
So that's insight into why college enrollment is down. As for who declining enrollment is impacting, four-year colleges with the most low-income students lost the most freshmen this year, and community colleges saw an increase, according to the study. Shapiro says freshman enrollment decline serves as an important harbinger of what's to come.
I think that suggests that we're not likely to see many of the missing freshmen this year get back onto the college track.
And that's enrollment simply explained.
Very interesting, very interesting. So of course, so you saw the numbers there, folks. You saw the numbers, you saw the stats, you heard some of the reasons as to why freshman enrollment is on the decline, I believe 5% from the previous year. A lot of factors go into that. Of course, you heard since the pandemic, students are questioning college enrollment. You heard things like affirmative action and certain students being able to get into certain schools based off of their race, things of that nature. You heard this FAFSA, access to funds. Of course, we all know embarking on a college journey is a huge financial investment. And then you heard The last, or one of the other factors, of course, which is one that makes the most sense to me, is just people just questioning the value behind the modern day degree. What is the value behind the college degree in our current times now? Here's what I'm saying. My opinion when it comes to higher education, specifically to this video, of course, again, they're speaking about college freshmen in general, right? So if I'm a high school student right now, and again, shout out to my niece. I have a niece right now will soon to be making this decision soon, senior in high school. I know what I tell her and her parents kind of tell her is that, hey, if you want to go to college, we hope that you would have taken the necessary measures to see to it that you can get some type of scholarship, a full ride ideally, or a good percentage of that tuition being paid for through a scholarship or, a grant or whatever the case is. If that's not the case, you need to consider alternatives. That's speaking from a financial standpoint. If you're a high schooler right now, you tell me you want to go to college, if you're my kid, how much percent is being paid through grants and scholarships? Ideally, I would hope for 100% because knowing what I know now I'm speaking for myself. When I was a high school senior going into college, and I remember those conversations I had with my parents as well too, when we're signing up for student loans and we're signing up for, if I would have known back then what I know now, believe you me, I would not have taken out the loans that I took out. I wouldn't have allowed my parents to co-sign on, those loans, this, that, and the other, which is still under my name. A majority of my loans are under my name. I think maybe one or two under my parents' name. But if I would have known then what I know now, I would have looked for an alternative route to this higher education. Now, look at me now. I would argue that it turned out fairly well. A lot of the things that I'm interested in nowadays don't require a college degree. I've been working a job within the tech space that didn't require a degree. Worked out just fine. So basically what I'm saying is it depends on the sector that you're trying to get into, what industry you're trying to get into. It depends on what you want to do with this degree that you speak of. What are you trying to do? And are you aware of the current trends, both culturally, both economically? Are you aware of the job market and the difficulty of how hard it is for people even with the credentials, people with the degree and the master's degree and this, that, and the other? Do you know how hard it is to get this job, that high paying salary that's hopefully going to pay off those student loans that you amassed over those years? Set realistic expectations, young students, parents. Don't just send your kids off to college just for the sake of sending them off to college. There's other ways to use your money. There's better things that you can co-sign, put your name next to, along with your kids if you're hoping to support them in their career development. A lot of the stigma behind college, because especially in like foreign cultures as well too, you don't want to be the parent whose kid is not in college because you're looking at the other, their peers and their other family members, and this one went to college, so this one got to go to college. Not necessarily. I think we got to be very strategic and more intentional when it comes to higher education. Now, again, if you're a parent right now who has a child in high school that's getting ready to go to college, or a current student in college, whatever the case is, or if you yourself are a high school junior or senior that's getting ready to go into college, set realistic expectations is what I would tell you. Entertain the alternatives, such as learning a trade, which is going to be less the money and less the time that you would spend within college. Assess the job market and look for things that are in demand right now. Gone are the days where you could be a major, you want to major in whatever, and there's no demand for it. There's no market for it. There's no career field that is thriving that's going to guarantee you a high-paying salary that's going to be able to pay off those loans. Don't overlook certificates, which is the route that I took. Certificate programs, which are just as valuable, some would even argue, if not more, than this average degree, because if you're taking a certificate program, that's going to be more fine-tuned to the career that you want to get into. So this doesn't shock me at all. All that to say, when I hear this news, of course, again, shout out to NBC, with the decline of freshman enrollment, it doesn't shock me at all, because I think people are waking up and understanding, hey man, first of all, what is this value behind a degree? Second of all, the job market right now, whether you have the credentials or not, are these employers hiring? Depending on the field, is AI coming for your role? The technology that's out right now putting a lot of industries on the back burner. Are you embarking on one of those industries? Are you entertaining career fit paths that are in high demand right? That'll never go out of style, of course, or in demand, of course. I think anything that's within the nursing industry, doctors, we're always going to need that, right? I think it's just time we're at a stage right now in our society where we have to make sound decisions when it comes to all spending, but specifically with these higher institutions and our children. If I have a kid right now and the kid is telling me, oh, they don't know what they want to major in, they're going to figure it out when they get there, I'm not paying for it. Sorry. Oh, he entered in undecided, he's going to go take some this, that, and the other. Figure it out for free at home. And once you feel like you got to get a job, start saving up, save up your money, get any type of job. Maybe that's somewhat in your field, or it doesn't even have to be in your field. Get a job, learn a trade, learn a skill set. And if you see that, okay, yeah, now that I have a better understanding of what I want to do, I'm ready to go to college. That's a conversation you can have when you're a little bit more versed. But if I'm a high school senior or junior right now, and I'm eyeing the potential of going into college, knowing what I know now, that's something that I would highly reconsider and look for alternatives for. Now, of course, there's a portion in there that spoke about community colleges seeing an uptick in their numbers, which makes a lot more sense as well, too. I think that's the approach my niece wants to take, which is completely fine. Well, even that, I think again, it's maybe less of a financial burden. I think there's still going to be finances that are associated with that, but it's like, to do what? My main thing is, along with the money, is your time as well, too. Is it a good use of your time and your money? I think it's a major concern for me, because there's a lot of things that you could be doing more efficiently that could get you a greater return on your investment: time and money and your energy. I always tell people those are the three major currencies: time, money, and energy. How are you spending it? Assess your situation, assess the world around you, assess the industry that you want to get into, assess everything, and ask yourself, is this going to be a good use of my time, my money, and my energy? A lot of these situations, the answer is no. Those are my thoughts. Of course, I want to hear yours down in the comment section below. Let me know, man. Parents, do you have students in college right now? Or you have children in college right now, or children that are gearing up to go to college? What was the decision behind that? Did they get a full scholarship? Any grants? What was the amount of the loans that you co-signed and put your name next to, if that was the approach that you took? If I have any young homies on the channel right now, if you're watching this, if you're a high school senior, if you're a high school junior, what are the cases, and you're eyeing the idea of college, what do you want to major in? Let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think about the job market and AI advancements and things of that nature? And the advent of social media and these TikTok stars and this, that, and the other? Because that was another thing that I thought was a factor as well, too. I felt like that younger generation only knows to be YouTubers and influencers and things of that nature. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It'll be hypocritical for me to say don't get into that industry when I myself am in it right now. But ultimately, I'm saying set realistic expectations for where you are in your life and the trajectory that you see your life going into. Those are my thoughts. Of course, I want to hear yours down in the comment section below. As always, the likes, the comments, and subscribes are all greatly appreciated. I will catch you on the next one.